broke. And stop telling me that the tournament isn't the tournament unless the 15th place team in the SEC gets in. Stop jerking with the best event in all of sports, you pigs.
The Jim Rome Show podcast.
What's your beef?
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Join Andre of the Savages weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports.
Here's a situation. It doesn't matter that it's the Browns. What was your role? Why make this pick? What's that phone call? Haslam, what is this about?
ESPN 100.7, The Ticket. Your Toledo home for Bowling Green basketball is right here on ESPN 100.7, The Ticket. We are Toledo's high school sports leader, ESPN 100.7, The Ticket. His store and more, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus media station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Bank, and we start with the NBA in 2 games involving teams facing elimination. One of them, the Detroit Pistons. They will visit Cleveland down 3-2. ESPN Radio's Justin Tinsley says Cade Cunningham needs help if the Pistons are able to survive tonight.
The thing that really troubles me about the Pistons, and I think we've all spoken about it in one way or another, even during the regular season when Cade was playing at an MVP level and they were just really fun to watch. The big question around them was, who's going to be that second guy?
That'll be followed by the Spurs and the Timberwolves with San Antonio up 3-2. You can hear both games on ESPN Radio, and our coverage getting underway at 6:30 Eastern. At the PGA Championship, Aldrich Potgieter continues to hold the lead. He's still on the course for round 2. On hole number 12, he's at 5 under. Alex Smalley is already in the clubhouse. He is 1 stroke back at 4 under. In college football news, Charles Woodson Jr. is following in his father's footsteps. The defensive back has made a commitment to play football at Michigan.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Monday, the Knicks and Thunder have been waiting for their next opponents. I'll tell you just how concerned they should be about rust. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
I mean, they're there, and trust and believe. Watch this. As much as we would like to say we don't know if we could really look seriously at the Raptors, what you do know is that Cleveland will ultimately put a game or 2 away in this series by their own merit, whether it be poor decision making, where there's excessive turnovers, where they're inept from the foul line, and some other dereliction of duty that we know that the Cleveland Cavs will put on display.
Black and White Sports, weekdays from 4 to 6 on 100.7, The Ticket.
Tonight on ESPN Radio, it's an NBA playoff doubleheader.
Donovan Mitchell down the lane, goes up high and stuffs it.
First in Cleveland, the Pistons face a must-win against the Cavs in Game 6. Then in Minnesota, the Timberwolves look to force a Game 7 against the Spurs.
Wembanyama flushes it home and 1. Wembanyama with the slam.
Coverage begins tonight at 6:30 here on Toledo's Home for Hoops, ESPN 100.7, The Ticket.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
He's the voice of the Toledo Walleye and the Toledo Mud Hens. He is none other than the one and only Mr. Matt Melzak. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How are we?
The Walleye Comet situation.
These two teams are so identical. They play very similar styles. So I think the X factors to me is going to be the netminders and whose goaltender makes some big time saves at certain points of games when they need it. And to me, it'll be the special teams as well. These two teams were 1 and 2 in the playoff or in the regular season power play. So if one of those can get hot for either side, if Toledo's power play gets hot in this series, they're probably going to win the series. If it's Fort Wayne's, they're probably going to win the series. It's just such a very similar group both ways that I think it's going to be a very difficult series to predict or to tell what's going to really happen.
Weekdays from 4 to 6 on 100.7, The Ticket.
Black and White Sports, no gray.
What you don't do if you Serena Williams is allow Russell Wilson and Sierra to attend the damn event, sitting up there in damn sunglasses.
That's why she lost. That's why she lost. I don't want to hear nothing about running to the corner. I don't want to hear nothing about no shots. I don't want to hear nothing about no young girls playing tip. Damn front running. Let's ride. 1-2 step. Man, get your asses out of here.
Black and White Sports, weekdays from 4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket.
I know you're kind of busy just now, but I want to tell you some things I never told you. I know sometimes I act stupid and I say stupid things, but you kept me around, and other people would have said, drop that bum. You give me respect. You know, it's hard for me to say these kind of things because that ain't my way. But if I could just unzip myself and step out and be someone else, I want to be you. You're real hot.
If the papers knew we were talking like this, they'd think we was crazy. Why you?
Because I'm the best and you need somebody to teach you different. You may not understand what I'm talking about now. I can appreciate that, but you will when it's over. Believe me. You will when it's over. You think I don't have any more?
You got nothing more to prove, do you?
Look, man, this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
I got a lot of more. Come on. Here we go again.
And we wish to show the American press a small portion of the advances.
What does all this do to enhance performance?
It makes a man a better man. A great athlete, a super athlete. Though most of the world is ignorant. It's showtime! It's showtime! Come on. You wish to educate your country.
In great spirits tonight. He's really putting on a show for this capacity crowd.
Shall we have a demonstration?
Please do.
As you can see, the result's quite obvious. Whatever he hits, he destroys.
Now you're gonna have to go through hell.
I'd like to say, da 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 da.
Let me tell you, I'm out here from a very far away place. Oh, for a chance to be a star, nowhere seems to be too far. Los Angeles. Shake that body, party that ball. Shake that body, party that ball. Shake that body, party that ball.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. Finish strong Friday. I guess that's the way to say that. Josh Burnham, okay. Good day. One and all. I want to see where we was going, Josh. I thought it was going to do something. I didn't know, why don't I know this? I'm not familiar. What's up, people? Josh tried to get me. Every now and again, he'll do that. Get us moving side to side. Yep. It's all right. Welcome. Fastest buck 20 in sports. We call it black and white. It's no gray. It's Friday. Hey. Josh, you're a madman. You know what you remind me of? You like, you have a Rick Rubin thing happening, but it's not really the beard. But it's also like, my man are you familiar with Prince's band, The Revolution?
Of course.
You like Matt Fink up in the corner on the keyboards? That's you. The guy in the scrubs?
Yeah.
If we put some lokes on you, start coming in here and wearing lokes during the show if you don't mind. Can you get some that's prescription? So I noticed you have your eyewear.
Yeah.
What's up, people? Welcome in here, man. It's a Friday. We ready. It's an NBA double. You already know. It's madness. First of all, too, wait a minute. I feel like we wasted our call on Matt Melzak, but we have to stay according to the agreements and the weekly, involvement. We don't normally veer off, but Josh, I feel like today should have been the call because now we're down 0-3, and you're telling me tonight is do or die suddenly, like in a real way.
Correct.
And I knew it. You got your gold boy on.
Yep.
That should have told me. That was the tipper right there. Yep. Oh my goodness. 0-3?
Yeah, I wasn't originally planning on going, but then after they were down 0-3, and
yeah. Yep. It's time for you to get involved.
Yeah. after the show goes off, in the car straight out downtown.
Okay, no question. There, Josh Burnham just let you know you should be doing that. Walleye need our help. Damn, these boys. And it was supposed to be, imagine if it's, okay, who do we think is two teams? Oh, I know. Here's an example. We think that San Antonio and OKC might be even. You think it's even because you've been seeing OKC be the big dog, and you're not really sure what the Spurs are getting ready to do. You want to see tonight. Tonight, you feel like we're getting ready to see, okay, we're coming there. But let's just imagine. We just keep, it's about the walleye, believe it or not. Because when you talk about this Fort Wayne group, these guys were supposed to be evenly matched on a level where you almost felt like, you know what? I was getting ready to set it up wrong. Nope, OKC and San Antonio is not the one because that's an adventure we don't know yet. Nope, let's do Detroit and Cleveland. Let's just go ahead because that was going to be our, we were getting ready to do that anyway, right? And you figure, it's even to the extent we don't know which way to go. And that's what we thought about this. The walleye have been clowned, Josh.
Yeah, they really looked rather foolish.
Stop it. Josh has got his gold jacket on. Understand. Right here tonight. Okay, Josh, after we win tonight and it's 3-1, then what? What's our next locale? What's the schedule say?
Game 5, Saturday night here in Toledo.
Oh, so we got two of these boys in a row. Okay. I like that for a momentum tie. Yeah, Toledo, we can change the momentum of this. Knowing when you come into the spot, it's supposed to be ugly. I hope they whoop somebody's ass right away. As soon as they drop the puck, damn that, just start slamming people. 3-0. There's nothing else. I know hockey you can do. I know where's my hockey heads. I know damn well this is how we can set a tone. Damn, ain't no need to skate nowhere. Skate to the center with your dukes up. Should be all we see at the Huntington. That should be the opening frame when they come with the highlights. Tonight, it was a new time.
Well, I do
it's
know.
Fight time, and it's for real. Yes, Josh.
Well, I do know that I don't know if it's ever been done in minor league hockey, but in the NHL, only 3 times has a team come back from 0-3 to win in the best of 7. The 75 New York Islanders, the 2009 Philadelphia Flyers, and 2013, I believe, or 2014 LA Kings.
Hard feat. Difficult task. Before the walleye begins tonight. Again, Josh with the gold jacket on. But as the NBA is concerned, as I was mentioning, listen, let me get back on this, though, people, real quick. Yesterday, if you recall, you were with us, and I want to do is hopefully, is Rick here yet, man? Check the generals, Josh. You see the comments yet? Oh, I see the fellas. Hightower's here. Finney's here. I'm coming back. There he is. Look at him, Pop. Look at him. Look at the cosmos. Rick, I just said, is Rick here? Bing.
I think he just snuck in through the
You
back.
You can't plan that. Facebook Live, what's happening? At Black White Sports, if you want to join the visual. You can do it on YouTube too, Savvy Television. So listen. Okay, we back to this Final Four thing. The Centennial Hall Final Four. We still don't have a fourth team. Somebody needs to go to Mama Mary's Pizza on this one. That's what's on the line. Give me something. And I feel like, because remember, let's recap. Our 6 o'clock game. Remember, people, this is I'm talking strictly Toledo old heads right here. I don't know, a lot of the new conversion of people and the transitionary of Lucas County might not all get it. But most of the old heads that's locked in on it, they understand when we go to Centennial Hall. So look, we had St. Francis of the 83 boys, Scott Bittinger, and these boys, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you had the 90 Bulldogs and Scoop and John White and these boys. Because you got to have, we start talking about teams. I'm like, nah, we got to get people that at least had a state championship, involvement. Something where we had a shot. I'll even give you a team that had a shot Everybody didn't have to win one. But, so game 2, we already have locked in Jim's 89 Mac Men. We already got that. There's no sense in acting crazy. But who's playing them? 877-909-1007. Somebody say something. But listen, here's where we want to go, Josh. This is what I wish. Do they have this invention? And I shouldn't say this on the air if we don't have it. Do they have a stats fantasy? Imagine if we could play a fantasy thing with this, what I'm laying out right now. We try to get some kind of answers on, put something AI. Let's ask AI. Do we have anything, Toledo, where we can reference some kind of stats? We really don't, do we? That's what I'm saying, everybody. We don't have a place we could go and see, who actually had done what in these games. And then we could mathematically throw in the info and see how we was rocking. I imagine now if we put our heads to it really seriously, we probably could get some kind of video AI thing where we could look at it. Imagine that. Imagine being able to see Scoop have to guard Todd Mitchell down in the hookup. 5-0 against 5-0. Really, but no, we would do it. We'd do it red-blue division style. So if Scott was in the maroon, Scoop would have a 51 on. Or whatever. If Todd had the blue, then they would get the 50. Y'all know what it is. Again, only the old heads understand this conversation right now. 877-909-1007. All right, Black and White Sports. It's a Friday. Let me see. Impress is at 4:30, Josh. We talked to Schmidt Bauer at 5, Andy at 5:30, okay? So here's the deal, though. Here's what we're doing, just so you know, because we need to get along with it here. I appreciate everybody hanging with us. We're going to try to roll out. Yesterday was horrible. I mean, it might have been our worst show of the year. Wouldn't you say, Josh? Wouldn't you say it was
That's
our
saying
worst
a lot.
hookup?
I mean,
I don't know.
I have to. I mean,
You don't
yesterday
think?
was like there was some clunkers in there. Like depends on one's point of view and one's taste of it.
Oh, you a wild man. Okay, well, listen. Okay, so today, look, we're going to do the Doc Rivers thing, though. Doc Rivers, Giannis. Did you hear this? Did you hear the Miles Turner? Did you hear what he said?
I heard it, and I'm not surprised.
It's a salve confirmation. You know that, right, Josh? Because how was I acting about Doc Rivers? What did I do? What was my behavior all along? What was it, Josh?
Yeah, that Doc Rivers was more like a substitute teacher.
Thank you. A complete corn in the existence. But this locks us in on how long it's been janky. We got that also, too. And, of course, tonight's games, the double bubble. And that was, like we said, so we were working on this high school frame, everybody. So it's all relative. Spurs, T-Wolves, Pistons, Cavs. And I think everybody thinks Game 7s are coming. Don't you? Again, 877-909-1007. Do you think it's Game 7s all around? Also, too, we talked to Andy, too, PGA Championship, Josh. I was rolling with that on my way before I left. I was looking at it. Oh, and Rory was getting back competitive, Josh, by the way.
Oh, that's
when I left. Because he was, it was over with.
Well,
yesterday it was over. You know what I mean? But now it's kind of not, I think, when I walked out of the doors.
Well, I did hear on the radio this morning that the PGA Championship leaderboard is like a log jam in the top 3 or so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. These boys, they flexing. They working out, man. Of course, Stanley Cup stuff. We do it all. All right. So, okay. Ring the bell. We're in business. Should we ring the bell?
Let's do that.
All right. Brought to you by our man, Anthony Butler, the master barber and stylist. Ladies, it's a Friday. It's a Friday. It's a perfect day to call him today. Today would be a great day to call the butler today. I'm working on a jingle there, Josh. I don't quite have it. It hasn't curled exactly, but if I stay with it another 5 or 6 minutes, something will happen.
Mm-hmm.
419-407-0880.
Want to ring the bell?
All right. Ding, ding.
As we ring the bell on this Friday, All right, everybody, we're going to try to finish it strong to get all of these things in order. Let's go, Walleye. This is a real not okay scenario here, man. 0-3 is what we're facing, as we mentioned just a moment ago. And Josh, I would suspect the imaging that you are showing us here on the live stream is that of last night, sir?
I do believe that could be the case.
Okay, if that is in fact true, this is the issue. I don't like when we wear the gold. Don't wear the gold. We should look up the record in this damn gold. The gold is not a tough-looking situation for what the Walleye are trying to accomplish. Are you understanding?
Yeah, I do understand.
Now, you can wear it in your position as Captain Fan. You can wear your gold jacket because usually it's a good omen for the group. Are we clear there?
Yep.
So, see, it's okay for Josh. I don't need the actual boys on the ice with the gold. That I can see already. Yeah, hell yeah, you should be down 0-3. You're not serious right now. You're Purple Rain T-Wolving, which I bet you they have on tonight. Oh, Lord have mercy. If y'all look up and see the Timberwolves with that on tonight, I swear for goodness, it better be everybody dump loading house payments and mortgages and so forth. But anyway, sorry, back to the local. We down 0-3, Josh. It's janky.
Yeah, we lost 4-2 last night over at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum in Game 3 of the Central Finals. Brandon Cruz and Garrett Van Wy each lit the lamp for their first time this postseason, but Fort Wayne had a late surge, and now we're fighting for our playoff lives.
But we're okay. Like I said, we got 2 in the next frame. Tonight, JB is in the building. He's wearing his gold jacket. Walleye, let's get it. And then we'll get back on the scene and talk about Game 5, where we start to really seize momentum and go back and face these boys on their damn ice and still whoop people. I told you, start off scrapping.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best play. Coach Pat, listen, let these boys hear something. If anybody else close to a team or anything, tell them that's it. Crack somebody's grill early. Like, we cool on the losing. If we going out, don't go out. Do not get swept in this building.
No, sir.
For the love of Lord. Okay, let's go here. What we got? Okay, Hens, damn, 7-6 to Omaha, huh? That's your final there. Hens didn't win.
Yeah, they're now 1-2 under their brand new manager. After a nice debut, we dropped 2 in a row back to earth. So it's a long season. Maybe they can do something special tonight in Omaha.
That's what's up. Sorry about it, Hens. We're a little dejected right now. So no attention on you. Get things together. We understand your transitions right now. We don't expect a whole lot. We're going to curb our enthusiasm. So we're good, Hens. Keep it pushing. Okay, what we got going? Major leagues happening here. Tigers, of course, lose to the Mets 9-4. Damn, why do I keep trying to believe in Detroit, thinking something will just happen magically when there's no way in hell the Tigers are winning a damn game, it looks like, for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and they didn't just lose. They got swept by the Amazons.
And the Mets are horrible.
18-25 horrible.
But we understand, again, there's not a lot the Tigers can do. So we don't want to overstate it, man, and treat them crazy. It just is the way it has happened. So let's live with that and find better ways to speak, Josh.
Yeah, Montero took the loss for the Tigers while McClain got the win for the Mets. He's 2-2. So we have to bounce back tonight as we open a series at home against the Blue Jays, another struggling team.
It doesn't matter. Nobody's struggling like our guys. So there you go. And here we go. Pistons. That'll tell you, too. I don't know. Detroit. Oh, boy. Are the Guards? The Guards hosting the Reds, aren't they? This weekend.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. Oh, my goodness. Yep. I like Cleveland. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm sorry, Josh. I'm getting distracted. What are we doing? Reds bounce back 15-1. Oh, this is what we were talking about yesterday, and I got it all confused and janked up. Okay, 15-1, the final wrap-up series with the Nats, and there you go. That's ring the bell, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Anthony Butler, master barber and stylist. Ladies, please keep this in mind. The weekend is here. 419-407-0880 is how you contact there can only be one. And that's no disrespect to anybody in the profession in Toledo. We certainly love all of our stylists, all of our barbers. But again, there can only be one master barber. Please call my bluff on this today. It's the weekend. There's nothing to it. You already know when it's time to do it, all right? We will come back. Your Monty Features in here. Discuss tonight's affairs, Josh. But really, I got to get to this Giannis thing, man, and Doc Rivers and the whole Buck situation, because there's a lot there, and it's always interesting to ask and press his opinions on this stuff, because he's a level-headed guy, Josh.
Yep.
He is not erratic like me, so he'll look at it, he's calm, you know what I'm saying? So, I like to get a different perspective, different tone, kind of like you,
Yeah, we're both men who are salt of the earth.
Absolutely. Just like Black and White Sports. Sit tight. We're back. Impressed.
Black and White Sports with Andre of the Savages on 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
Reporting action, Hill at Reynolds. Other than that, we are clear. If you're seeing anything or not, let us know. That's your Cumulus Toledo right now traffic.
Home of the original Toledo-style margaritas. Carmel's.
and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Black and white sports.
When a hero stumbles, well, the cowards rejoice. Nothing feels better to a coward than to watch a brave guy falls. And these people that talk about me, these cowards that rejoice, well, they don't understand what greatness looks like.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
It's a Friday. Yeah. Finish strong. Yeah. So we should try to do that. In the crew back. We bring it through 4 to 6. How we do? Thank you for being here. We come through clear all year. Huh? Sports talk you want to hear. They say, oh, my dear, what's up? He's like the man here. No, let's go. Welcome back. 877, excuse me. 909-1007. So listen, man, Josh, I did have one missed shot before I get into the other material because I'll forget and I won't get to say it today.
Oh, you do?
Did you know that? Yeah, it's like something I didn't really want to say, man.
Isn't it
And
always like that?
Well, no, not really. Because now I don't know if I'm supposed to be like upset in general because I want to be supportive and you want to hope for better. Or do I feel like what we've been saying, I could have been deceived and now the smoke is clearing? I had one of my constituents, I think, say yesterday in the comments, I'm tripping because there's already been assigned goatness. But Josh, did you know that on attempts this season, our girl, Cece, has been beyond inept, Josh. A missed shot.
This is deadly. Misses everything.
To say the least. Did you know Caitlin Clark is like 3 for 16 on the season?
Yeah, that's only after like one game of the season. I mean, I'm not.
No, it's not, Josh. It's a combo, and then it's not a lot of attempts. It's real. I don't know what's up though. I just don't know what to make of it. I have nothing to really celebrate. I can't really hang my hat on a win over the Sparks.
Well, maybe she's still a little rusty from coming back from injury, so maybe that could be the case.
Thank you, Josh, for finding something cool to say. Like our next man on the scene, the low post threat. As all calls and guests brought to you by the Bellamere Suites Wake Up Call Line. Monty Features, what's up, man, on this Friday?
Hey, man.
You ready to rock and roll here? We got a situation here tonight. How about you? Hold on. I didn't get to ask you. Did you hear what I said about the double hookup, man? We trying to put in play because the NBA,
teams.
now, yeah, they have us on fire tonight. So yesterday we said it. I was like, wow, it would be like if we had this in the high school frame. And so, yes, you were on here because we talked about the traffic jam for the 6 o'clock game. So we had that. So, okay, we got our guys, the 89 boys, okay. Macman, we still don't have an opponent yet. Now, hold on real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Before you answer that, because let me go to the comments real fast. Yes, Josh.
Oh,
what's
I
happening,
say
sir?
the texting machine gave us our first response.
Uh-oh. What is it?
Our friend Barry B says William Buford's Libby Cowboys.
You know what? Hold on.
But I said that yesterday, though.
Did you said them too though? But Skis just said it too. I was getting ready to go to these comments, man. There's a few cats that chimed in on it. We got the 0809 Libby, but y'all really love them, man. Somebody who Hightower said, hold on. Oh, whoa. Hold on, wait. Everything stop. Hightower. Hey man, Hightower It's something wrong with you, man. You actually, I didn't know that you really are a trip artist. Is anybody you should all get on Facebook and see Mr. Hightower's AI films of him stealing money. Now, I don't know what he's doing. I don't I don't know if the people at the at the US Postal Service is gonna love it. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing something that looks espionage, but he keeps running away with stacks of money, man. It caught me off guard.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Scrolling through. At this point, it's a series. I think I got just like a part 3 going on. That's all I said. Just a sidebar. Hightower, you silly dude. That's all I wanted to say. But he hit me with the 83 Bulldogs. I don't know how far did they get, because that's Melvin. That's gotta be Melvin, them boys. That's him and Poland.
I think that's Chris and them. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna need some comments, people. I don't know, man. You can't. Okay, first of all, you're not putting the 2008-09 Libby Cowboys in nothing involving our 89 boys.
Oh no.
See, that's where we got to stop you. And that's not dissing them. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Listen, I don't even know how to explain it actually. You know, Monty, you might be able to help me out here if you can and make it a little bit more clear, because you're a young man who grew up in the situation, had to cut your teeth on the circumstances, the culture, the environment. We couldn't rewrite it. We couldn't get spoiled and get mad because it didn't go our way and go home and get our mom and come back and cuss out Schroeder and Graffine. You couldn't do that. Stuff didn't exist, so that kind of thing wasn't what it was. So I'm trying to figure out exactly how to explain. It was like a coming into high school. Like I always tell people, like it was a grown man thing. Like it seemed like those guys, how they look almost now is how they look then. I don't know how to describe it. Even though I understand that everybody was supposed to be young high school, young men, the ages don't change, all of that. But for some reason, Jim looked like a grown man at that point. Myron Bell, these people look like grown men. You know what I'm saying? I know they was young people. I know. That's what make it seem weird. You know what I'm saying? But again, to that extent, there's a way and a style, and I think it's just a physicalness that was when we was a lot younger, and then when we got old, and it stopped. Something changed up, just like it is like today. It's weird, man.
Hey, Dave still look the same today.
You know what I'm saying? But you just couldn't. You couldn't get around like getting beat up and getting it was no way out of that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say, everybody, reason we said, I don't know if that's a good, and I'm not saying these Libby boys wasn't tough. Don't go getting out in the street talking about Sam said these boys wasn't tough. Nobody said that.
K. Jones.
They're not. You talking about Dub and Wells, and who else was 08 and 09? It was on that. Because them the boys, I think they went down to the state.
That was Punk and them.
No, not in 08, Monty. That was way before. That's the 90s. I'm talking about 2008 and 2009, or what have you, or at least 08 for sure. They went down to the state and lost in the final game with 5 seconds to go. I think this is the team we're talking about here. And on that team, like I said, you got Julius Wells, William Buford, again, Brad Sanders is on that. You know what I'm saying? These are I'm forgetting some cats. Tony Jones, I think, is on there. You know what I'm saying? And I got
what was the guard, the little short guard?
I don't even think Chris wasn't on that. He's not on there. It's a couple. They all come to me in a minute. I remember them, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. To that extent, no, they're not. It's got to be a competitive game. The Scott 90 boys is gonna have Todd Mitchell and them. We're gonna have some situations there.
Hey, K. Jones, I don't know what you do in your recreational time.
When I say Tony Jones, I said Tony Jones, Tony Brown. Thank you, K. Jones. I'm tripping. Thank you.
But K.
That's
Jones,
what I was thinking about. Tony Brown. That's why, man. My man, he gonna clown me when he see me, man.
But K. Jones need to put the extracurriculars down, because he talking about Damon Powell would have dropped 30 on Jim. Nah.
On who?
On Jim.
Nah,
that's what I said. He need to put
Jones,
the extracurriculars down, bro.
Man. See, no, we can't. But this is what happens with our young cat. It's not his fault, because see, this is what I don't like about it, and we always have to try to talk about it. And it's weird because unfortunately, this is a generation who didn't get the advent and the benefit of being able to sort of grab and bring history and catapult it back to the current. For whatever reason, not a good job of documenting a lot for whatever reason in Lucas County. I don't know why. You know what I mean? We was all sold out to the blade, and everything was about something in a newspaper article, and there was never anything. You know, I guess video, at least during the 80s, we should have had a better something, you know what I'm saying, representative of 80s work. That would have been helpful. I understand it's a stretch, but I mean, hell, if we got ABA footage of things and we got still NBA time, so somebody had a camera some damn where.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't, we didn't do a good job of that. And that's unfortunate that guys didn't get to see guys perform when you could say it doesn't matter what you want to believe, people still put that ball in the bucket. And like around here, we were good at it. We always have been very good at it. You know what I mean? High IQ guys and girls from this place, from this vicinity. I don't care about a Rucker and a Tucker and all that other mother. I'm talking about here in this place. You know what I'm saying? And it was never anything to not travel the country, if anywhere, with your chest out, feeling like I hoop.
Right.
Wherever we at, I do this too. Whoever y'all bring in, we do that here. And if you know what I'm saying, so whatever. But I'm to that extent, everybody, like I said, my man Monty Features here. We went a little left. We was just trying to throw the comparison because tonight NBA, obviously, we on deck. Everything is on fire tonight. And so, Monty, you got this Cavs Pistons here. Could be settled up. Same thing with the Spurs and the T-Wolves tonight. People can go fishing tonight, or we could go forward. So talk to me. I guess we start with the Cleveland situation, man. And you were the man to bring us to Cavs, give us 3 in a row. Do we get 4 and close it out? Most people say they better.
Right. I want to say they close it out, but I don't truly believe that in my heart. I believe that the Pistons are gonna come with some renewed energy tonight. Cadillac has got a tune up. He's gonna be ready to roll tonight. I believe he's gonna go off tonight. I think they're gonna get Duran involved. The big guys involved. And the Cavs have the tendency to come off a game like they had the other day and just poop, straight poop. So,
I know where you're going. What's funny? What's crazy, man, that you said this way, because Josh, I should have you play it again. Maybe we'll play it. I don't know if Josh can always control everything that's in the break sometimes, but if he can, we may just install this promo again, because I was just talking about it in the promo. Like, you almost can bet that at some point Cleveland will do exactly what you just said. You know what I mean? Somehow, as good as it has looked over this little stretch here, Cleveland will come out here in their own place. Now, that's the thing about it. The same way it was a good bet that, Cleveland had their woes on the road and the goose egg. That's a lovely bet sometimes where you can catch those. Well, conversely, they've been 100% at the crib, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what they tell me on the street. The word is, and so I hate that. If I'm wanting to bet Cleveland tonight, boy, that's bothering me. You know what I mean? Knowing, and we can expect almost what we think we're going to get from the Pistons when they come in there. I'm looking at some stuff now, Monty, while you were talking, and I feel like one thing's for sure: the first half with the Pistons is live. I like that because the Pistons know I don't think they can get into any kind of slow start thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you can get that going on tonight. And again, I just get, like you said, man, Cleveland they make me nervous. As much as I want to be hyped for them and feel like this is a place, close out. You got veterans here. You got a hungry Mitchell. You got a Harden thirsty to rewrite the script. And again, a coach that, maybe needs to prove to the people that he's worth his salt, and so on and so forth. But I can't.
Hey, and let's not forget, they want to get it over with because you got a New York team that's resting. and getting healthy and chilling. So
And
you want
both
to
of
get it
these.
over as soon as possible.
Yeah, we're gonna come back, man, and talk about this damn Minnesota situation. Same thing, because the Spurs want to let's get at these boys, not have So it's a lot of chilling going on in the West as well. Okay, talking to Monty Features in here, NBA playoff work. When we come back, also I'm gonna get to this thing with the Bucks, man. My man Miles Turner was very expose on life in Milwaukee. A far cry we hear from what was happening in Indiana. Okay. Very interesting. More accuracy on our projections. Sit tight.
Stay close. Andre of the Savages is just warming up. 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
Report of an accident, Hill at Reynolds, another with the left lane block. 75 northbound just after Phillips. It's slow from 475. That's your Cumulus Toledo right now, traffic.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Looking for a good deal? Mama Mary's Pizza will give you 20% off any online order when you use the promo code BUCK20. That's BUCK and the number 20. We know sometimes you're just too tired to make dinner. Mama Mary's Pizza makes it easy and easy on your wallet. There's something for mom, dad, and the kids. New York style, authentic, thin crust pizza, salads, subs, pastas, and more. Get 20% off at MamaMarysPizza.com. Just click menu, then deals, then $1.20. Mama Mary's Pizza in Holland on Airport and Holloway.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
You want some boiled peanuts? What the f- is a boiled peanut? You want some boiled peanuts? What the f- is a boiled peanut?
78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Even high earners, over 60%, have under $1,000 saved. But a new money move is making way. Welcome to the 24K Life, created by financial performance coach Derek Kent. The 24K Life is where high achievers master their money, sharpening their mindset, building unshakable confidence and wealth. If you're done with the survival mind and are ready to thrive, visit 24klife.org. The 24K Life. Be your best. Get the best. Leave nothing to chance.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
I mean, they're there, and trust and believe. Watch this. As much as we would like to say we don't know if we could really look seriously at the Raptors, what you do know is that Cleveland will ultimately pull a game or two away in this series by their own merit, whether it be poor decision making, where there's excessive turnovers, where they're inept from the foul line, and some other dereliction of duty that we know that the Cleveland Cavs will put on display.
Black and White Sports, weekdays from 4 to 6 on 100.7. The Ticket. Black and White Sports.
I represent staying down. I take the praise to the head, and I ain't get down on myself when they was talking crazy. And when it looked like it was f***ed up, I ain't quit. And when it looked like, we did it, I ain't celebrate to the point of like stopping the work. It's just about, I heard somebody say some real shit, just because you scored a touchdown don't mean you won the game.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
I heard myself to see if I could feel. Then I began to pray to see if God was real. I said, all seeing revealed to me that which is concealed. Something told me that I probably shouldn't be behind the wheel of that Bonneville. I was still feeling kind of ill, not a dollar bill. Time to kill, trying to sign a deal. 10 years before State Prop was Rock Lot for Mill. I was popping pills, unaware that still sharp and still I'm grown. Dropping my popular B-boy poems. Took me to a Mary.
So it's always great to hear the best rapper alive, MC, whatever. It's just me. This was what I say. I wouldn't know. They'll say I wouldn't know. But the thing is, bringing it here to Black and White Sports and why it's applicable is because I know white America can see this guy on a nightly basis. Jimmy Fallon. Yeah. That's the guy over there on the side with the in the bandstand. Yeah, that's the guy right there. The front. Little short, dark-skinned gentleman. Yeah.
And I know he gets busy.
They don't know. They don't know. And they think it's about Quest back there on the drum. And he's the monster of percussion. I don't know. He might be the Tito Puente of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on right now. But yeah, know something about the roots, everybody. Tell your children. And if you didn't know, shame on you. Black and White Sports, we back in here. It's a Finish Strong Friday. We certainly are trying to do this. Monty Futures is in here with us. He's our low post threat around here. And so we were talking NBA and other things. We have a double header. We're trying to get together at Centennial Hall. And right now, we having a hard time getting opponents for the MAC men. Real quick, let me shout out Gary Finney too, man. Finney, I didn't forget you, big dog. He threw some. I think he said Brian Roberts, St. John's boys. See, and I don't even want to diss them either, man, because they were serious too. Like I said, Coach BJ, you guys know, shout out to him right now, man, doing an excellent job with the Star Spartans, and that's going on. I don't know what's up with Zach Hilsner. People, give me a word on Zach Hilsner. Where is he at today? I would imagine he's referring to those teams. And but Coach Heinzel has some groups too, though, to be honest, man, that you might get an argument out of that coalition itself, just like the Scott contingent. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to look at rosters in both of those in particular. You know what I mean? It's like then you're going to have some people. Josh, I appreciate you yesterday throwing the Tigers in there, because if you get to talking to Vilbis and, but again, it's hard to find. Like, how many of our teams where we say where the boys are concerned for sure that were probably, state contenders or at least in position to be able to get the crown? I feel like we at least got to say those. You know what I'm saying? They don't all have to be old school like that. So I don't want to say that. So I'm not, like I said, so far, we didn't necessarily diss the 2008 Libby Cowboys. I just don't know that physically, I don't think they would be able to deal with anybody in the Final Four. right now. You know what I'm saying? Because let's look like if it was real. I'm trying to look at it, people. All right, 877-909-1007. This is Black and White Sports on this Friday. This all started because we got this great doubleheader NBA, or so we would believe tonight, with a couple of game sixes here, that it made me say, like, damn, it would be like. And then we went as far to say Centennial Hall. We keep stressing that because that's beyond the Savage Arena and the Hall, which, listen, no disrespect to that, the Savage family. You already know where I'm at there. So,
Right.
rock. But, it was in our fantasy thing, people. So don't mess with the reality. We know the reality. Don't mess with the fantasy, okay? I just wish it was a way, Monty, we could get some stats popping where we could throw it in the AI real quick and see, see the game. Especially if we could get a physical demonstration on somehow we put the people and the info about folks. But all right, man, we back in here. So the second game of this deal tonight, and a lot of people, I don't know necessarily how to look at the Minnesota angle of this Spurs. What I think, Monty, is basically it's a runaway train that's coming through with ultimate, like, silver bullet patrol, and I don't think it matters for some reason.
Right.
I want to try to talk myself into, Ant-Man is getting ready to get busy. The T-Wolves will get into a physical thing and be able to just kind of slow up the Spurs tonight, maybe cause a little bit of confusion in their hearts and some disconfidence maybe we see show up a little bit, but I don't believe that, Monty Features. I think they're gonna get their ass whooped.
Well, part of that you said, I believe, is true. Ant-Man is probably going to go off tonight. He has the ability and the wherewithal to show up when they need him to show up, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think all of this high praise that Gobert is getting has really he gonna show them colors tonight, because Wemby is on a mission, and not just Wemby though. I think a lot of people on that team has a lot to prove. Oh my goodness, I don't know why I just drew a blank. The guard,
McDowell, your man that was talking, like, talking about Jay McDowell. You got him.
No, I'm talking about on the Spurs team.
Okay.
On the Spurs team. Well, I can't think of his name. Number 4.
Hold on. You get.
He just went there.
Not Dylan Harper. I was thinking about Dylan Harper.
No. The guard. Oh my goodness, why I can't think of his name?
Castle. Is it Castle?
No.
Hold on.
Okay. How about Vassell?
No.
Champagne.
Number 4.
Yeah, number 4 for the Spurs. Okay, gotcha.
No, that's you talking about in Dusamu? No, he's 13. No, that's 13. I'm 13. My bad.
What's the guard?
De'Aaron Fox, number 4.
Fox. Oh my goodness, I couldn't think of Fox's name. I'm sorry.
Why did we even skip that? Why did we even think about Fox?
I don't know why I couldn't think of his name, but Fox has a lot. He is probably one of the most to prove, because he's been, considered a good guard, all-star level at some point in his career. So I think he has a lot to prove, and I think Wemby has got them boys on a mission to clash.
Well, if that's your leader, again, it's everything about. I mean, and I don't know how much the people been watching this. I would imagine the people that's been locked in on the NBA in general have watched it unfold. But again, if somebody could put on a tape and play Victor Wembanyama on his first game, which wasn't bad when I'm talking about the very first season when he showed up, even which is going, this next line is going to sound funny, the skinnier version of Victor, even, right? Because even with that, even physically, he's still becoming a bigger person, a more imposing person, but his attitude of imposing has also continued to evolve and is grown to the point, like, Monty, I don't even know if you noticed this, like, even when he would dunk in a way somebody that lanky and tall that didn't have to jump would dunk. Now he is taking the conscious effort of hiking his legs and stuff and being fierce just to make it look good for the cameras. And the power is different. When it was the other night when he dunked over his head, it was almost behind his head, but over his head. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, the aggression, even when he is blocking stuff, he's swatting stuff like he's angry about it. See, this is what I'm saying. There's a big difference if that's your teammate. You know.
And the thing about that is too, he's doing that to like, that's warning. Get in the way if you want to. Get in the way if you want to. If you think I'm doing this with nobody there, get in the way if you want to. Oh yeah, you're gonna be on somebody's poster. You're gonna be on Sports Center. You're gonna be a meme for the rest of your life.
Forever. For the rest of the time as human beings, we will remember that you probably made the wrong choice. That's and I think tonight it's more of this. You know what I mean? I think the T-Wolves will be valiant. You know what I'm saying? I think they will fight. Yeah. You know what? Oh, listen, man, I messed up on the whole thing. We got off the thing, and I didn't get to do my Giannis thing. And I got
time.
This break. You do?
Yeah, I got time.
Hold on. Then all right, we coming back. We got to do that right off the top. Plus, Smith-Bauer will be here, man, at 5 o'clock. It'll be even better. So that way they can't say it's imbalanced. We're going to have both perspectives. It's black and white. It will be at 5:05. All right. So we're going to get right back in here, everybody. I got to do this, man, and get this Miles Turner thing in because I think it's an important topic that I would like to even hear from you guys too, man, in the comments. General Counsel, buck up. It's your time to speak too. All right. 877-909-1007. You can send us a text on it. We'll be right back at 5:05. It's a Finish Strong Friday. Hopefully we're doing so.
His store and more, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus media station.
Whether you're an active person that
give you 20% off any online order when you use the promo code BUCK20. That's BUCK and the number 20. We know sometimes you're just too tired to make dinner. Mama Mary's Pizza makes it easy and easy on your wallet. There's something for mom, dad, and the kids. New York style, authentic, thin crust pizza, salads, subs, pastas, and more. Get 20% off at MamaMarysPizza.com. Just click menu, then deals, then $1.20. Mama Mary's Pizza in Holland on Airport and Holloway.
One moment, one crash, one injury. It can take away everything. K&R helps Ohio families through their hardest moments, standing strong when it matters most. When you're hurt in a car, you call K&R.
Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Current car is killing.
It's an NBA playoff doubleheader.
Donovan Mitchell down the lane, goes up high and stuffs it.
First in Cleveland, the Pistons face a must-win against the Cavs in Game 6. Then in Minnesota, the Timberwolves look to force a Game 7 against the Spurs.
Wembanyama flushes it home and one. Wembanyama with the slam.
Coverage begins tonight at 6:30 here on Toledo's Home for Hoops, ESPN 100.7. The Ticket.
78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, but you don't have to. The 24K Life created by financial performance coach Derek Gant, giving you high achievers the system to master money, mindset, and success. Are you ready to rise? Visit 24klife.org. Live 24K. Black and White Sports on this Friday, attempting to finish strong. You know, if you guys have heard this show over the, I guess recent days, you have probably heard us in conversation a few times about a very unique and what we find is a very important situation. So we figure now when you first hear $9.99 for internet, it almost sounds like fake news. We get it. That's like less than lunch and way less than what many households are paying to the big internet companies right now. So, hey, Josh, now, this is what I tell them. Our good friends at Rocket Internet delivering big internet speeds without big name cost. It's fiber-powered internet with 600 megabits per second for only $9.99 or a full gig for $19.99. Sometimes the biggest name isn't always the best deal. Rocket keeps it simple with Wi-Fi and equipment included. Unlimited data, no contract, and a 3-year price guarantee. Again, people, let me repeat all of this. Rocket Internet offering you 600 megabits per second for only $9.99 per month or a gig for $19.99 per month. As we tell you, no brainer, of course. Now, biggest name isn't always biggest deal. Keep that in mind. But know this, both plans include Wi-Fi equipment, unlimited data, no contract, and again, a 3-year price guarantee. Visit GetRocketInternet.com or call 5673-ROCKET to check availability on this and sign up. Rocket Internet is a prepaid internet service. Professional installation is required and a one-time activation fee applies. Offer subject to change or may be canceled without notice. Visit GetRocketInternet.com or call 5673-ROCKET for full details.
He did the right thing. You think he did the right thing? He's a hero. Anthony Edwards, you got Jesus, Martin Luther King, then Anthony Edwards. In that order. Man, he third next to the Christ. Oh, man. Man, think about what Anthony Edwards did. He got a hoe pregnant. Not a hoe. He got pregnant. He got a money-hungry pregnant. With a big ass. A suck dick. She ain't got nothing else to offer other than life than her mouth, her pussy hole, her asshole, and her fingers. She done got one baby by a rap. She done backdoor come have a baby by an NBA nigga. Man, this hoe is a professional bitch. So guess what that nigga did? That nigga came with some new motherfucking game. This is nigga Anthony Edwards, in my mind, is like Jesus' mom.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
Black and White Sports is now.
Trust and believe. It's something totally different. And stop with the Eminem, because Eminem's not one of the best either. And y'all can stop that.
Dre says he's the best on the mic.
Dr. Dre is a Fed, and so is Snoop. We covered this. Everybody fool with Dre and Snoop is dead or was locked up. I don't care what Dr. Dre said.
I'm just reporting.
Dr. Dre was wearing women's shoes before it was fashionable to do it as a guy.
Toledo's sports leader, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
All right, hour number 2, we back. And again, some of the things chosen to do by some of the production team are not the views and choices of the Cumulus Media Cluster, their affiliates, partners, or those of Black and White Sports, Savvy Television, or otherwise. They are strictly the decisions of the Josh Burnham Association and his production crew.
I take credit. I mean, like I said, it's been a good ride.
Yeah, but yeah, it's probably over.
It's over. I mean,
at this point,
it's over, and I don't mind.
Of course. All right, back in here as we get into the traffic jam portion of the program. Certainly jammed up quickly. Welcome back. It's hour number 2. Fastest buck 20 in sports resumes. We call it Black and White Sports as we continue. And we add to the frame and the conversation. Obviously, Monty Features coming along too. Thank you to you, Impress, man, coming through on hour number 2. But we add the czar, voice of the Whitmer Panthers. You know him well. It's a Friday. Don't see him often. Always glad when we do. He is none other than Mr. Chris Schmidt-Bauer. Good day to you, sir.
How's it going?
We just roll. It gets wild. I never know. I never know what's gonna happen here. I don't know. So, Chris, listen, it's the perfect time for you to kind of pop in on this. And I'm just curious what you guys, I know I want to hear like what Monty's going to say, especially because we were just kind of having, well, I guess you can join this conversation too. I'm getting ready to ask you, it turned into a local high school sort of reference. And, we got a chance to do one of our little nostalgic moments as the old heads of the town. And we always, we run, find a way to sort of conjure those thoughts. And because we got this NBA doubleheader tonight, we hope it's quality. We think it will be. Of course, we're going to talk to you about your boys here in a moment. But we likened it to maybe a Centennial Hall doubleheader. So we started to put together a fantasy thing, right? So, Chris, I had your 83 St. Francis boys against the 90 Bulldogs of Scott in the early frame, 6 p.m. Traffic jammed up by 5 o'clock. It's all the way down to Bancroft. We did the whole thing, right? And so game 2, though, the nightcap was the 89 Mac men, and we still don't have an opponent, Chris. I like
Did we
I
give
like the lean
any
back.
thought to the William Buford Libby Cowboys at all?
How was everybody coming? It's getting ready to be. Why are y'all all? I mean, Chris, we said it. I'm not sure. I don't know, man.
That's where my head goes to first, if I'm being fair.
But see, it sounds like I'm trying to take something away from the 08 boys, and I'm not. It just doesn't seem. I don't know if they would be physical enough to deal with any of these teams. I'm saying, and I don't, because I didn't want it to. It doesn't need to be old school teams from an era of long yesteryear either. You see what I'm saying? But I guess what I'm looking for is where, again, because there was a way, Chris, there was a style of play. I think that we were just accustomed to it. I'm not saying, again, these boys didn't play tough and that we haven't had teams that could be considered running teams and certain elements of finesse in them and all of that. But it seemed like there was a way that things were done, and it was in this time. And when I saw it as an older, as a younger man, obviously, but when I, long after school and stuff, and I saw it didn't feel like the same thing. And I guess that's what I'm having trouble with. Imagine
the other one I would throw out, and you can forgive me on the year if I'm not right on it, but I think it would be the 96, maybe St. John's team that got to the state championship game. So that was like Eddie Zemke and one of the Floyds was on that team. They didn't have like a great standout player, but the thing that I always remember about that team was they just had one of those guys, one of those kind of gritty seniors that Ed had on that team just stepped up and broke your heart when you weren't expecting it to happen. That would be my next one. I would say that if you're going for that gritty physical thing, that's one of those teams that always stood out to me as a like really physical team that I saw in person.
Even if we had a team that had some characteristic, you know what I mean? If we had some highly lethal offensive, you know what I mean, faction that we're not thinking, Monty, who am I? Why am I not? I feel like it's so many people, and all of a sudden we would sit and talk about something like this for 8 hours, and people would just be throwing stuff in, you know what I mean? And you would agree. You'd be agreeing too.
Hey, I say that Kevin Baker St. Francis team was.
See,
tough.
I didn't want to go two St. Francis teams though, because I don't want to look like a homer.
Right.
But I agree with you. I mean, you had that team, and then even you had the big dude in the middle for that team, and they had Obi Murray was the one, I think he was on that team, and Jay Barnett, I think was the name. They had
Sykes, Edgecombe.
You're talking about the 91 boys, though. Hold on. I think y'all talking about two different things, Chris.
Right.
He's talking about our year, 91.
Okay.
He's talking about Edgecombe, Johnson, Sykes, Roberts, and Baker.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And Baker was a young boy. They were all seniors, but I feel like, Monty, they used to market it though as 5 seniors going Division I. Why do I remember it that way? That was
Baker, but Baker was a year under us. Yeah.
He was a young boy, so it was them 4. So it can't be 5. That's what I'm saying. So why was it sold that way? Because that was the talk about them. Like, why were they were cool because all 5 of these guys signed D1. I thought, you know what I mean? But like we said, Kevin Baker was involved in that and an instrumental part though.
And I saw somebody say that Rogers team too, with
what Rogers team was
the Rogers team. They had shooters. They had some shooters.
Oh, wait, you talking about some of Earl's boys?
Nah,
because they got a couple of runs with because I know K Jones making me think about Damon Powell and them boys. They went to the, what I'm saying, they got to the semifinals. I remember one of Earl's teams did something, I think, but
so I saw the original Splash Brothers: Coleman, Ellis, Gordon, Buford, Kenny, and Evans.
Oh, they went to the Rob Gordon on me. They went Rob Gordon and Ellis, Matt Coleman, and D. Ellis. No, we didn't. You could interest me more if you're gonna pull some Rogers stuff. You're gonna have to have Eric Newsom involved in something,
right?
You're gonna have to give me something that had a Fred King, something I don't know that I can find. And again, I love all my Rogers brothers, man, over the years, but Rogers always had that curse of just proverbial bad teams for whatever reason. I don't know that you could hang a bunch of banners on the coaching that was there over the years either. Certainly not when we were growing up and all of this. So I don't know the combination of that, but they had players. You know what I mean? I always will never let the people forget Douglas Robinson. The second, I'm never gonna let that happen. You know what I mean? You all called him Suge, and we are never probably the coldest small man. Again, Eric Newsom, Douglas Robinson. Talk to me. What we gonna say? And again, I don't know if I call Chris Poland small because he was more of a bulldog for real in the physical sense. But anyway, let me do this, fellas. We'll get crazy, Chris. We could go on the whole damn time. What I wanted to ask you and Monty, here's the 2 different perspectives. Let me shift to the NBA real quick. And I don't know if either one of you heard the comments from former Pacer Miles Turner, now Milwaukee Buck, and his commentary on essentially the culture and being on this team, what this is like. Take a listen to this, and I'd like to ask both of you gentlemen, what is your takeaway from these comments?
Be a very interesting Game 6. Meanwhile, speaking of interesting, I really want you to hear this sound off. So yesterday there was a new episode of the Game versus Game podcast with Brianna Stewart, and her guest was Milwaukee Bucks forward Miles Turner. And he had really interesting comments about how things were handled inside the Bucks locker room this year with Giannis under Doc Rivers. Just listen to this.
So Doc Rivers, he didn't find anybody ever. So guys were late all the time. Guys were, showing up to film whenever they wanted to show up. Guys were missing meetings. Like, it was one of the craziest things I personally ever experienced.
So who's the teammate that's most likely to be late?
That's easy. Giannis. Giannis is going to show up whenever he wants, really. I think that it's kind of just came with the territory at that. And once I kind of saw what was going down, I was like, hey, man, more power to you. They ain't going to find you. Do what you do.
That just kind of jumped out at us. So you were the one who brought that to my attention this morning. What was your reaction to it?
Well, I mean, the first reaction is think about it's so fortunate that Doc Rivers didn't have control over his organization. I thought that was a bigger indictment on Giannis, frankly.
And I would have to agree with him. But Chris, let me start with you. Your reaction to that, hearing those comments, and where do you think? Do you agree with Jay Will, or is it more about the Doc Rivers regime?
I think it's a little of both, and I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, but I think with Doc, he just never really seemed to have that. Seemed like such a knee-jerk reaction when they brought him in, because it was like, let's take a guy who's won stuff and we'll pair him with a team, and that should be 1 + 1 = 2, and it'll be real simple. So I just don't think that ever worked in Milwaukee. But I do agree that it's more about Giannis at this point, because Miles Turner came from a culture that is basically where Rick Carlisle held his team accountable. So he's looking around going, is this how this is going to be? And I look at Giannis as the guy that if you're going to allow him, I mean, again, shame on Milwaukee's brass for not holding him accountable. But I also think they were bent over with the way that the league is structured right now. They're doing everything they can to keep him in Milwaukee, to keep him happy. I just don't know that that's ever going to fly with the rest of the team. And not shocking that there was definitely some division there at the end, and that everybody kind of seemed to be on a different wavelength.
Now, let me do this real quick, Mine, because I want to ask you this. I got a question for you, having said that and hearing that. Because here's the thing, and I've always been very vocal here. And I'd like to crack jokes, have clowned Doc Rivers, because I never bought this nonsense about him being solid as the coach anyway. And we could take this convo back to the Celtic deal. So when this is all coming down for me as confirmation, but then when I get to the Giannis thing, and I recall feeling like, why do I feel like I'm through messing with Giannis? I don't really like him anymore, and I'm cool. I don't necessarily want to roll with his style of campaign. And then I get this to further accent this. So, Monty, I'm hearing this, and I think about it from the standpoint of being on a team, and what do you feel about guys like this when we start saying, I can intentionally just skirt everything that everybody else has to do, because this is all just a commentary about a person and how people feel. It's not necessarily about players, basketball. It could be at a factory, a plant, anywhere where somebody feels as though I'm just different from the collective to the extent that it doesn't apply to me because of whatever it is I feel I contribute and what they can't have without me. Just what's your energy on people like that?
Let me go. Can I take a step back though first?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
This is totally on Doc, because it's Doc's job to keep that team together. It's Doc who makes the calls. So this is on Doc. If your star player is not buying into your system, it's your job to get rid of them, right? You are the person who they put to head this team, right? And the players, the inmates are only going to do what you let them do. If you set the tone as a coach, if you set the tone to say, hey, no, Giannis, this is not acceptable. And if you keep doing that, we're going to take money from you and we're going to get you out of here. And then Giannis has to make a choice. He has to either get right or get gone, period.
Let me say this real quick, because I know you want to get to the other part. But let me, if I had any pushback in that space, is people are going to say today's NBA, though, won't allow this. There's no empowerment for not whether it's Doc or most of these coaches. Hell, it could be JJ Redick for all we know. What if there are because there's no Pat Rileys, there's no Phil Jacksons, there's not even a damn a Bernie Bickerstaff at this point that can say anything to these guys to again enforce, like you just said, where you might be in that dilemma if you were Giannis.
So then if that's the case, then don't sit me on the sideline. If don't tell me it's my team. That I give you an example. That's the equivalent of, and I hate to say it this way because it's your team, but the Jerry Jones and Cowboy thing. There's no real Cowboy coach because everything has to go through Jerry. If you let the players run the team, then there's no need for a coach. And so you don't blame me for nothing then.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. Talking to Monty Features here, our low post thread, Black and White Sports, and of course, Chris Smith, Bauer the Czar, voice of the Whitmer Panthers. He is here as well. And we were just talking, Miles Turner comments were very, very revealing with respect to, as you said, Chris, the culture that he comes from. He looks around. What kind of garbage is this? Let me take it further and what it's actually about, though, and what I think the statement ought to be to the audience, to any people, to the young people, to the young players and things. Listen, man, you're not going to have success with this type of energy. So I might still point to Giannis and say, hey, I'm not going to be of this type of character on this ball club in terms of what I represent. If you guys are saying I'm the leader, even if Doc's not doing it, I would be disappointed. I might say of Giannis, I might go and say, man, Doc, if you're not going to enforce these things, but now I know why Giannis couldn't do that, because that's not what you represent. Nobody saw you at the facility clearly at 5 a.m. and leaving after everybody else was gone and before we got here. That's not what they say about you. Now we got the man telling on you right here when Breonna Stewart said, I'm curious, who does what? Oh, so see, Breonna Stewart now knows I don't really have to respect Giannis anymore because he doesn't do what I do. The sacrifices I make to be the number one big dog on New York Liberty, because I bet you we go check that and see what Breonna Stewart is doing. That's why she could ask the question, because if we roll it back and say, well, Breonna, you shouldn't ask that. What do you do? We can check, and I bet you it checks out different. And this should be embarrassing on Giannis to a much higher degree. That's why Jay Will says this, because as a player, this is, and watch this, fellas. How about this? Now we at this moment where it's time to get paid, whatever. I want to get out, even if the Bucks can't do nothing, Chris. Let me come back and say, well, we're trying to move you. This doesn't help to get these words out here and from a teammate, right?
That's where I was going to go. Sorry, Monty. I look at it where I think you hit on two things. One is if there was any question if he was going to be gone this offseason, this answers it, because there's no way that Miles Turner would have had the guts to say that on a podcast, knowing that he's going to have to be in a locker room with Giannis next year. That's the first thing. But the second thing is you're now bringing a guy into the culture where you're hoping and praying that he just was doing what he was allowed to get away with, as Monty kind of related to. And it wasn't a thing of, it doesn't matter who the head coach is, he's not going to give a damn one way or the other. So I agree with you. I mean, I think this hurts the trade value a little bit in the sense that somebody's still going to pay a king's ransom, but you do wonder, is he going to be able, wherever he ends up, to come in and assimilate quickly and get on board? Because there are coaches, like you mentioned, that are still disciplinarians, that are hard-nosed guys that are going to expect to conform and to be there on time and to follow the rules and all that good stuff. And if he's not going to do that, you're going to start seeing that culture crack. And you better have a darn good and strong culture in your locker room if you're going to bring him in. And that's the kind of stuff you're going to have to face. And that's also on the teammates to police that. Miles Turner saying as well, well, I looked at it and said, if he's not going to find you, that's on you, big dog. No, you're also a leader on that team. You got paid a fair amount of money to come to Milwaukee. You speak up and hold that dude accountable.
Right. And the only thing I was going to say is you would hope that your star player has those kind of values. But the reason why you hire a coach is to bring it all together, is to hold people accountable. And if your coach is not going to do that, and the team culture is not that, again, I think it shines more on the coach, because that is your job. That is your specific job, is to bring all of those personalities together and get everybody in line for a common goal, right? That is your job. Giannis' job is to put the ball in the basket and put fans in the seats, right? Your job is to bring it all together. So that's why I say it's more on Doc than Giannis. But
and he did a great job, because what they did was succeed at not having anybody in seats and people not wanting to go. So in a certain way, I think they were successful. It was almost perfect. Just like that. Impressed. Thank you, man, for hanging out a little longer today. All right, we'll talk to you on Monday, brother. Have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. You too. All right.
All right. Smith Bauer, man, we come on back, man, after this break, man. Sandman will be along here shortly, man. We are in hour number 2. Mama Mary's Mozzarella Minutes. It's Black and White Sports. Sit tight.
When sports need a voice that doesn't play games, it's Andre of the Savages on Black and White Sports, 100.7 The Ticket.
Looking for a good deal? Mama Mary's Pizza will give you 20% off any online order when you use the promo code BUCK20. That's BUCK and the number 20. We know sometimes you're just too tired to make dinner. Mama Mary's Pizza makes it easy. And easy on your wallet. There's something for mom, dad, and the kids. New York style, authentic, thin crust pizza, salads, subs, pastas, and more. Get 20% off at MamaMarysPizza.com. Just click menu, then deals, then $1.20. Mama Mary's Pizza in Holland on Airport and Holloway.
Whether you're searching for a home, long gun, or fireproof safe, Thin Feather
If I make chicken one more time.
So what are you doing tonight?
Thinking Vito's Pizza. They just brought back their taco pizza.
Oh, do go on.
That starts with creamy queso sauce. Then they layer on taco meat and melty mozzarella and cheddar.
Okay, yum.
Top it off with shredded lettuce and Roma tomatoes plus sour cream taco sauce and Dorito chips on the side.
We had it last night, and my husband basically guarded the box like it was treasure.
Any leftovers?
Not a chance.
Make dinner exciting again with the return of Vito's Taco Pizza. Now back with a new kick, packed with flavor, loaded with fresh toppings, and served with all the fixins you love. But only for a limited time. And if it's not a taco pizza you crave, grab one of their other specialty pizzas like the Pepperoni Trifecta, Uncle Vito's Sweet Barbecue Chicken, or their award-winning Mediterranean Pizza. Find your nearest Vito's Pizza and order tonight at Vitos.com.
Black and White Sports.
I want us to be evolved. I want us to deal with things like men, not emotion. I want us to really be rich, not look rich. I want us to be friends. I want us to stick together. I want us to take care of our kids. I want us to take care of our women. I want that to be cool. I want selling out to be sucker shit. I want looking the other way to be sucker shit. I want treating women bad to be sucker shit. I want fucking with little girls to be sucker shit. I don't want people to be working with people even though they do stuff shit.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
Okay, I like that. That's a rebound right there. Black in here. Black and White Sports. Trying to finish strong around here on this Friday. Thank you guys for being with us. Appreciate my man Monty Features hanging with me and even coming back double time today to rock with us. All right. And of course, Chris Schmidbauer is here, the czar, voice of the Whitmer Panthers on hand, also checking in. So we appreciate that. And we extend the conversation, as I mentioned before the break. You know it's time to get a 216 voice on the scene because it's almost game time tonight, everybody. But a few things to do. I want to shift gears a couple ways here, but let's get him in motion. He is the boots on the ground ambassador general, 419 in his heart, but he is in the 216 live every time. Andy Sanzado, what's up, man?
Happy Friday.
And will it be for you? Just a quick note. Like I said, we'll come back, man, to the Cavs here because I want to do a couple of things because I just know how the time gets. But will it be? I mean, I got the Cleveland crew here right now. I didn't even know it was going to shake out this way, man. Andy's here, and you guys great right now. But this is it, though, isn't it? Like, do it here, or you might be done. Why do we?
Yeah, that's exactly how I think Chris and I both feel. We don't want to put ourselves in a game 7. Anything can happen in a game 7, and on the road. You know, it was a great win the other night in Detroit, but I don't think you're winning 2 in Detroit. I just don't see it. So they've got to get it done. And I saw a video online in the locker room after the game, and it was James Harden actually speaking up to the team and said, you know, look, right from the jump, we got to be ready to go in game 6. And I think if they can come out and they are ready, they could put something on Detroit early and really take the wind out of the Pistons' sails. Because I think if you take away any hope that Detroit has in this game, then you can run away with it and take away the stress.
Go ahead, Chris. I know, like I said, we didn't get a chance to get to it. We spent so much time on Giannis and all that deal. But, you know, how are you feeling, man? Where you at on this thing right here, man? Because this is it just feels like this is your moment, Cleveland.
Yeah. This is a must win, and I agree. I don't see them going up to Detroit and winning a game 7. I just, first off, how often do you think, if you think about the history of the playoffs, it isn't very often that you see a road team win 3 playoff games in a row. That's just not something that happens very often. I mean, I know it's happened, but it's just not a very common thing. But right now is when you have Detroit down the most. If they win tonight and they go back to Detroit energized, you're going to see what you saw against the Magic in game 7 for them a couple weeks ago. It's going to be that kind of Detroit team, an extra motivated team, a group that's going to play with its hair on fire. Not that they don't play hard, because they do, but at the same time, this is the moment. If you're going to do it, it's got to be tonight. If you have to go back Sunday, I would not feel good about my chances. And also, I think if you're Cleveland, you go back to Detroit, you're feeling a little bit different too. You're feeling down. You're feeling like, man, we should have closed that out. And you think even about the guys that have been in game 6s or had a chance to close out a series at home and have to go back on the road and win that game. Again, it's guys like Jordan. Those are the people who did those closeouts after they lost at home. You go back to like game 6 of the 93 finals, had a chance to close out the Suns at home. They don't get it done. They have to go back on the road, that kind of thing. It takes that kind of performance, Jordan carrying the Bulls or something like that. Again, as much as I love the way that Cleveland's emerged in the series, they just don't have a guy like that on that team.
Serious situation tonight. Talking to the fellas, man. Andy Sanzado is here. That's Chris Schmidbauer, you just heard. All right, voice of the Whitmer Panthers. And again, the 216 boots on the ground general. All right, let me do this. And Chris, I don't know, you a big golf guy? Schmidbauer?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, lovely. All right, perfect. Because Andy, I meant to start this yesterday, and we just, again, it gets away. Like I said, I messed it up, man. Again, yesterday, don't forget, it was crap. We made that clear. Yesterday was like, I think, our worst show of
we watched that one away.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible. And I think we got it back here a minute. It's been all right today, but nonetheless, I wanted to get some PGA work in here. And the interesting thing though, now I think we got some fun now. I mean, it was kind of solid. It was just moderate, and it would have been a conversation we could have had, looked ahead and speculated on a few things. Scheffler and all these guys. Even I might have talked more about Schauffele yesterday or so, but now when I left out on my way here, it was interesting that even Rory wasn't dead as he was dead yesterday. He was deader than dead and headed to super death, but even he started to catch some energy, and there was some intrigue starting to happen, and it was boiling up. So I don't know where we are now. That's kind of where I want to hand it to you if you can speak to it, but take us into the weekend. Same thing, Chris, and kind of how this thing will play out. Of course, again, Scheffler at the top of the helm in terms of the betting odds and things, and that's been pretty solid and steady since the tournament began. But you know how that can do. But at the end of the day, Andy, sort of where we at? What's the tenor right now, man, on a Friday as we get into the teeth of this thing?
Well, for me, from what I've seen so far, the first couple of days, this has the feel of a first-time major winner is going to win on Sunday. This doesn't have the feel of a Scheffler back-to-back. This doesn't have the feel of Schauffele. The only guy that I think really, Scheffler's there, don't get me wrong. He's only 3 back. But Justin Thomas is playing well, and he's only 3 back, and he's won this thing twice. So he knows how to get it done under pressure. Rory is playing better today, but he's still 7 shots off the lead. So I just don't know if he's going to factor into, the excitement of a major on a Sunday unless he really gets it going towards the end of this round and into moving day tomorrow. I think that's what you got to keep an eye on. Is moving day. Maverick McNeely has the lead right now. He's never been in this position before. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles that. But I just have the feeling that this course is really difficult. If you miss the fairway, you're in a lot of trouble, not only from a rough standpoint, but from the bunkers as well. A lot of guys that are in the bunkers in the fairway are having to just splash it out down the fairway. They can't even go for the green. Which costs you an extra shot or 2 or sometimes 3. So, whoever can stay in the fairway, whoever can drive the ball consistently is going to end up winning this thing. And then obviously you've got to make your putts when you put yourself in good position. So, but this course is going to have a lot to say and some movement tomorrow one way or the other. And the winds have factored into how everybody's played it. That's why you see so many low scores right now. But McNeely's 4 under today. That's the low round of the day so far. That's why he's in the lead.
Go ahead, Chris. Jump in there.
I think it's interesting, though, to go back to the scores right now because that course took a lot of heat from the players before. They kept complaining about how many trees that the PGA had removed and that they had opened the fairways up. And McIlroy and Scheffler and guys like that were kind of criticizing that they thought the course was going to be easy. And if you look through the lowest score today, I'm seeing is Chris Goddard up at 5 under, and then Maverick McNeely at 4. And you think about those are 2 guys. You look at the other players; it's 2 under, it's 1 under, it's 1 over, it's even. Like it's not like anybody has gone off. So to the credit of the designers and kind of the way it's been laid out, it's been much tougher, I think, than what the pros expect. And so I agree with Andy. It does feel like right now, with the way that the rest of the pros are playing, it's going to take maybe one really good round, like a low round, and then you might be able to have that enough to keep you at the top. And as long as you play even par the rest of the weekend, because nobody's putting up big scores right now.
Fellas, talking the PGA Championship going on here this weekend, obviously in full throttle. I will say this as we hit the break. Everybody be advised, though, with all that said, Scheffler's still sitting on top, man, with the best odds of winning the damn thing. And obviously you guys mentioned McNeely, of course, and he's there in the second spot. John Rahm, you guys didn't really mention him, and that's your next best odds. Cameron Young. All right, so those are your 4 in terms of betting in the betting space.
Rahm and Young are only 3 off the lead. That's why they're up there right now. But I just think that this course is going to have a lot to say in how these guys, play it this weekend, because the rough is thicker than any other rough we've seen so far this year from a major standpoint. So you miss the fairway, you're in serious, serious trouble, and that's going to affect a lot.
Black and white. We'll finish it. All right. Stanley Cup work. And again, some bets to make. It's a Friday.
Join Andre of the Savages, weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
Hey, Dundee.
If your current car is killing your vibe,
It might be time to riz your ride.
and they're now under new management. From work gatherings to bachelor parties, you can find your next tee time today at oakharbor.golfclub.com.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
And now, a moment of with Jay Will this morning on Get Up, Don't Body Wemby This Seriously.
You have to make your presence known with him. PJ Tucker was in here the other day, and we were talking about how you would guard a guy like Wemby. When that shot goes up, I don't need to look at the ball. I'm face guarding you. I'm face guarding you. I'm in your body. Lower to the ground. I think there's certain players like Nas Reed or Julius Randle that have the body size and the sturdiness with their frame to get up in him and push him off his spot. There should be not one possession where he doesn't feel my body on him all the time.
I think if you're a Minnesota fan, you're going to wear a lung out booing him tonight.
Yes.
So I'll be very interested to see how he handles that, really being the enemy in that building.
Andre of the Savages.
Let's think about this. I'm glad you brought this up because even in the first film, what are they doing? Apollo is trying to find somebody to help me get this show off. We're not planning on this dude winning. That's not even in the thing at all. Every now and again, I feel like somebody says, F the program.
Black and White Sports. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket.
Final time before we get out of here on this Friday. Appreciate you guys hanging with us each and every day. We do it Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. It's called Black and White Sports. Fastest $1.20 in sports. That means we move quick. 2 hours. Before we go, though, text us, everybody. Get to Mama Mary's. Nobody wants to go. I don't know that we have an adequate opponent for the 89 Macman in our little Centennial Hall doubleheader. 90 Scott Bulldogs, 83 St. Francis Knights, game 1. 89 Macman versus question mark, game 2. We can't get something before we go. We got to just carry this we're not taking this into next week, man. It was supposed to be more fun than this. I'm sorry. We keep rejecting. I know everybody, we're going to have to go with the 08 Libby Cowboys, I guess. It's unanimous. About 8 people said that today. It feels like. Anyway, all right, let's roll.
What about that St. John's team we covered with Roberts and Raymond?
We said, we kind of threw them in too, and I'm surprised they didn't mention them more. Like as far as a team with that level of talent too. The bench wasn't shabby. You know what I mean in terms of having those guys. So I don't know. It's weird that I thought I might have gotten more out of that.
It does kind of feel like you're wanting the Globetrotters though to be like the other team in there. You've rejected about every other.
But no, everybody just said that. I guess it's because I'm caught up. Maybe it's just, again, it's my age, it's whatever. It seemed like it was a different brand of ball played. Kind of like what we talk about, even with these NBA cats, man, to a certain extent. That's all. And I don't know that the young, and I don't like doing that because I enjoyed, man, the young cats, man, and how they got down. I'm a big fan of theirs, the 08 boys, like you guys said, even the 99 cats, when you start talking about the Libby boys, and we mentioned some of Earl's teams. I was never against any of them. I like, the Mark Lovings, the Nigel Hayeses, but I'm not sure we had these teams that were super impactful that we are still talking about. See, when I say 83 Knights, that's it, nothing.
Yeah.
There's no clap back. There's no nothing. People already, we in motion. Now, the thing is that's trippy is because we got some of these early 80s teams, especially with Ben Williams and his Scott Bulldogs then, but a lot of times he used to have that stigma on his back. I remember in my household as a kid, because my Savage family had strong ties with Ben. My aunt was an announcer for the Bulldogs, things like that growing up. So I remember him getting flack for not getting it done too. There was a time in there they used to look at Ben Williams crazy a little bit. Not to get on that today. We have to come back. I'm going to have to start doing more of that. That's what this show needs. We need those conversations. Yeah. Have the cats that was involved. Maybe I'll do that before somebody try to steal. They like to steal what I'm getting ready to do. So I won't tell you exactly how we're going to do it. But yeah, we might settle this at some point, man. And, maybe talk through that. somehow. All right. Finishing strong on this Friday. Chris Midbauer, you just heard there. He is the czar voice of Whitmer Panthers. And of course, Andy Sanzada is here like he typically is on these Fridays late in the deal. Let me do this real quick, fellas, because we're going to make a few picks here. I'm going to try to leave the people with some items as we go into the weekend. But one of the more noteworthy items, Mr. Sanzada, as I come back to you, obviously you have the Sabres and the Canadiens on tomorrow night. And it's so real right now, man. And what are your thoughts? The energy level has to be at a palpable level.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I look for Montreal to close it tomorrow night. I mean, you know, the one thing I was concerned about with the Sabres coming into the playoffs was the goaltending, and they don't have an answer right now. UPL was great in game 4 to get it tied, but then he completely fell apart last night. Their defensive zone coverage is not helping the goaltending at all. Alex Lyon came in relief. I would not be surprised if they go back to him in game 6. I just don't know what Lindy's going to do. I mean, you still have Colton Ellis there if you wanted to really get wild and go to your third goalie. I don't know that he would do that because he's a rookie. But that's my concern. And with that crowd and the momentum they have, you know, coming off of a pretty convincing win, I think the season's over after tomorrow night. But, you know, if it is, they got back to the playoffs and they got to the second round and they had a hell of a season. So they're definitely headed in the right direction. But I'll actually be at a hockey game myself. I'm going to the game 2 of the division finals for the Monsters. So I'll have to peek at the Sabres game on my phone. But you know, we'll see what happens. But Vegas ended up closing it out last night. That wasn't surprising. You know, I thought all along they would end up winning that series, but they don't have a chance against Colorado. I'm just telling you right now. Mitch Marner or not, it doesn't matter. Colorado's winning that series very easily, either 5 or 6, and Colorado's headed to the finals.
Chris Midbauer, you in on that too, man. Canadiens moving on here. Nice run in Buffalo. And again, that comment about maybe Vegas being the outclassed gang on this next, you know, next step for the Avs.
I'm not into the hockey as much, but the one thing I will say, and just kind of a general thing, is you do think about that learning curve that you go through that first time you get into the playoffs again, to kind of give Andy some solace on this Friday that, you know, it's always that learning process. And so if you can take upon it and build upon it, that's really the goal here moving forward. And, you know, kind of just watching from afar a lot of the Buffalo fans, because I've seen several who have gotten very excited about this postseason run. So it'll be interesting to see if they can keep moving in the right direction.
All right, fellas, so let's get to the brass tacks here. Sitting here looking at a couple of things. I'm trying to compare some notes here because I'm looking at this now. It looks like the Cavs, we're at 4.5 here, and I don't like that at all. First of all, I hate that. That screams steal some money. When you start to, I don't know, like you guys talked about, you know, Detroit, we would certainly imagine the Pistons at least, you know, coming with that lunch pail work for these boys. You would think 4.5 seems very dangerous. And then you've got, now this is a little concerning to me, just as a sidebar, this 5.5 in the Minnesota situation. As much as I do like San Antonio, that feels booby trap like. It seems like it's just the size number to scare people away when you start talking about Minnesota, because you think they could be smacked. Maybe you like them at home, and like I said, maybe you overly believe in what Ant-Man and whoever, I don't know. I was going to say Julius Randle, but I can't say that with confidence, and I can't add Gobert to my conversation. I can't put McDaniel in a conversation that sounds like confidence. But with the fact that I did say it, 5.5 doesn't seem like enough. So I guess I will start with you, Chris, on this one. 5.5 for Minnesota seems a lot more live than the 4.5 for Cleveland.
See, I actually like the 4.5, and the reason I do is because I don't. It's going to be one or the other. Like I honestly don't feel this is going to be close if the Cavaliers win. Like I think they have to remove all doubt. I think it has to be a similar type of performance that we saw in Game 4. So I don't envision Cleveland winning by 3. If they win, I think they win by more than 5, and I think if it's not more than 5, I think they lose. I mean, I really do think the longer they let Detroit hang around, the more likely it is that Detroit wins that game. So that's why I would say I'd bet the over. Again, if you're going to take Cleveland, I think you bet over the 4.5. So,
Sam, man, what you thinking, man? You guys, I mean, but you got. I mean, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe it is like you said, Cleveland destroys these guys because that in that series of 4.
Well, that's how it's got to be for the Cavs to win. I agree wholeheartedly. They cannot let this be close. They cannot let this be, a last-minute possession in the fourth quarter. They can't let the officials have a say in the end of the game because that they're trying to make up for what people are calling a faux pas at the end of last game. I still say go back and watch the tape. He tripped over his own feet. But, whatever. That's over by now. I just think that, if the Cavs come out and establish their game early, they got to get out and run in transition, and they've got to limit the turnovers. If they can do that, they win this thing by 15 tonight.
All right, so with that, let's do it, fellas. Okay, so I hear the Cleveland guys. We already know where they are. Detroit, I just can't have confidence in. Boy, I'll give them maybe the 4.5. I'll try to respect them and their effort. Minnesota, I'm not doing it. I'll go money line San Antonio and just play it safe there. And if I got you guys correct too, or Andy, anyway, we're going Montreal on Saturday.
Yeah. I think the season's over for Buffalo.
Well, there you go. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Hell of a job today. Monty Features, Chris Schmidbauer, Andy Sanzata, Josh Burnham, of course. I am Andre of the Savages. You guys enjoy your weekend. Please be respectful, be kind, be nice. Enjoy the PGA Championship, too. I still think it's Scheffler at the end of the day, all right? And handle your business today.
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
His store and more, the Man Superstore.